Hi there, Howard Tinker from Restaurant Profits, and today I wanted to talk to you about customer engagement. And the reason that this came up for me is I was being interviewed by a journalist the other day, and he asked me what I thought was the best vehicle for response rates from customers, for restaurant owners. And I said I thought that Australia Post, sending something out in the mail, was important. And he was really flabbergasted because the other people that he'd interviewed had said, well, email was the way to go as opposed to social media. And I thought about it, and I thought about, well, you know, what moves you more? What makes you feel more engaged? Receiving something like a birthday card in the letterbox and opening it and realizing somebody had taken time to do that for you, or receiving a text or an email or something on your Facebook account, for instance, to say happy birthday. And I personally think that that human touch, that human interaction with somebody engages me more, and I'm sure it's the same for you and for your customers. So that was the first thing that made me start thinking about it. The other thing was that I've spent a lot of time recently looking at social media and talking to the experts in that field and finding out what it is about, what it's really about, social media marketing. And the word that they use over and over again is engagement, that they profess that by doing things on Facebook, they can get people to be engaged with the brand. And when it comes time for you to buy something that's that brand, let's say a bottle of beer, if you've been on a Facebook site and you've done something with, let's say, a Heineken or a Stella Artois or a local beer, that you're more likely to buy that beer because you've engaged with them on Facebook and that sort of thing. I'm not convinced of that. I actually think that there's a lot of ways that we in our industry can engage with our customers, which is far more effective than that and far more meaningful. So I wanted to show you a few things today that I think are great engagement tools. Two of the things I'm going to show you came through the mail. One of them also had a telephone contact involved, and then I do want to show you something that I saw on Facebook, which I think is a great example of engagement. So first of all, last week I joined a gym and I got this through the mail. So it came through in an envelope. Somebody had bothered to write my address, and then they sent me through some vouchers for friends and family to join the gym. Well, of course, I mean, that's just a referral exercise, but the fact that somebody had taken the time to actually write something to me, I kept it. If it had been done on email, I'm sure I would have looked at it and just thought, well, I might do something later. But the fact that they've actually given me something to cut out and bring in gets me more engaged. And that goes back to a tactic that Reader's Digest have used for years, which is getting clients, customers, readers to get involved with mailing pieces. And all of us have been on the receiving end of a Reader's Digest mailing piece. And a lot of times we might throw them away, but the thing is, that thing works, and it's worked for years and years in many countries around the world. So engagement there is an old concept. It's not been invented by these social media people. It's actually something that's been around in marketing for a long time and worked for a long time. The second thing through the mail that was about engagement was as a result of my wife ringing Dyson's, the vacuum cleaner people, to say that something had gone wrong with our vacuum cleaner, and she was asked to describe what had gone wrong, and it turned out it was something to do with the filter. So the woman on the other end of the phone said, "I'll tell you what, I'll send you a brand new filter in the mail." And sure enough, in the mail came this filter. No cost to us. It wasn't Dyson's fault that the thing had gone wrong. It was actually our fault. We'd not followed the instructions properly. Yet they were willing to send us a new filter in the mail. More than that, to get us engaged, they actually took my wife's name and email address and said that they would email her on a quarterly basis to remind her to do something with the filter. Which, if you think about it, is only a small thing, But if they do that and they engage with her on a quarterly basis, chances are when we come to buy a new vacuum cleaner or a fan or that kind of thing, we're going to think about them because they are engaged with us and they're looking after us. Now that's real engagement, and it's more than just putting something on a piece of electronic media. So two great examples there of two companies that have really engaged us, and they're going out of their way. They're using hard mail to do it, not just electronic media, and even getting on the phone and talking to us. And this is what's missing in marketing now. Everything's going electronic because it appears to be free or cheap to do so. It's not free or cheap because you've got to put time into it, or you've got to pay for somebody to do it for you. But that's what people are seduced by, the idea that it's free and it's got a lot of reach. I actually feel working with your database, as these two companies are doing, and actually doing something that engages with the customer deeply will get you results. So the next thing I will show you is a slide where I put some ideas about what is engagement and what gets people engaged, followed by a tour of a Facebook site and their photo album, and how they've engaged with the public, and how this restaurant cum cafe has engaged people in just a year. And what I want you to look out for on this video is a few things. Number one is that the way that they've extended their product range. So they're not just selling coffee, even though they do ground coffee and things like that. They're not just selling their coffee, they're actually selling other products, which has added to their profitability. It's added to the range of things that they can sell. It causes people to come back more. They've also put a retail outlet around the outside of their coffee shop. So there's lots of other reasons for people to come there. They have utilized their marketing list, their customer list, in a way that is really exciting. So they basically use their grounds of their business to invite other people in to sell their produce too, which is a fantastic way of using your list. If you look at it that way, your customer list, basically people are buying for access to that list, which is fantastic as well. And if you think about all of those things they're doing, it's more than selling bums on seats. It's more than selling a seat at the table, and yet it's increasing the amount of money that this business is making. So it's a really good business model. But look, when you see these photographs, how engaged these people are, their customers and their kids and so on, and the amount of work that these people have put into really engaging with their customers. So if you're sat there thinking, how do I get people to want to come back to my business, and you're not doing anything like this, not even in the slightest doing anything like these examples, well, there's your answer. You're still in that framework, that mindset of, if I build it, they will come. I recently spoke to somebody who said that their business was empty and people weren't coming in, and we gave them advice about how to go out and do joint ventures and go talk to people in the community to get their customers to come into their restaurant, and they refused. They said they didn't want to do that kind of thing. So they're going to sit inside an empty restaurant with access outdoors to all of the people in the neighbourhood, but they're not going to go out and reach out and do what this cafe did. And then they're going to sit there and wonder why it is that their business is empty when they're not willing to engage with the customer. So sit back, watch this, enjoy it and learn from it. There's some great lessons here, and I'll speak to you very soon. I wanted to share with you some great examples of customer engagement. This Facebook album is taken from well, it seems wrong to call it a coffee shop. It's a kind of coffee shop restaurant bazaar almost in Alexandria in Sydney. It's called The Grounds. It's only been open just over a year, but they really have got their idea of customer engagement done very, very well. They've just done an Easter extravaganza with collaboration with their birthday, their first birthday, and these are just some of the photographs that they've uploaded. So let me show you a few photographs here. So I just want to start with this and show you that here is an example of a company that are doing their own produce and doing their own labeling. So there's various things that they're doing, as you can see, jams and pears, tomato relish, lemon preserve, pickles, and so on. So this is them selling, and it's the same as what we teach in the 4 ways to grow your business. Way number 3 is to increase dollar spend. When people come to visit your establishment, obviously people would have come here originally to have coffee and cakes and things like that, but these guys have gone all out to make it more than something that you come along and just spend $5 or $6. They actually want to you to spend much more than that, and as you can see, these are $14 here, so you are going to spend more if you browse around this place. This is what it looks like at that store, and this is in their grounds, excuse the pun, of their cafe slash restaurant. So you can see the effort that they've put into that. $15 there for granola. So this is them doing that. As you can see here, there's lots of things for sale. Here there is the flower store, and you can see it's absolutely beautiful. Is the flower store there, and I'm sure that they made lots of sales. Here's some olives, and so on. So they're doing really well with doing that. There's some honey for sale here, chocolates, and here is real great engagement with their customers. You can see that these kids are really enjoying an Easter egg hunt. The kids will not forget it. They won't forget where this happened. Their parents will be grateful. They'll want to come back. You can see that's really great engagement. I'm sure all of these chocolates and eggs were for free. Some little cupcakes there, and they even had a petting zoo there. So real fantastic engagement with their customers. As we look further down, there's other things for sale, so not just food, but other things as well. So it looks like those are candles. They did a barbecue on site. As you can see, they're selling their coffee and so on there. But here they're selling cards. Now, I don't think that this is the ground's own material that's being sold here, or products. I think this is probably people that have taken up the opportunity to have a stand in the grounds. So if you think of it from the point of view of collecting your list, the grounds have collected a list. In this case, it's a physical list. It's a group of people that have come together, and then they've sold access to that list to people with stands. At least I'm presuming that they've sold access. So these people maybe pay for rent for the afternoon, or maybe they give them a share of the profits or the sales that's made on the day. I'm not sure, but again, a great way to make money by using your list. So you can see people buying there. There's some face painting for the kids. The kids are decorating their own treats there. As you can see, really engaged. Lots of fun being had by the kids there. Again, it's all about customer engagement. Lots more things for sale. There's some strawberries there, as you can see. Lots of humour as well, like this one, Kevin Bacon's House. Very good. And you can see how popular this is on a sunny Easter afternoon.
And here's one of those stalls from above, so you can see that these guys have really thought this through. It's much more than just selling a seat at a table in a restaurant, and the way that they're engaging with their customers and then sharing these images on Facebook is a really great indicator of how much they understand what they're doing in terms of marketing. And I'm very, very impressed. It's a wonderful example of marketing and engaging with the customer, which is what it's all about these days.